So we, this awareness that whatever amount of water we pump in, we are sending back 80% of that as sewage. And unless we treat it, it is going to contaminate the very source which we are getting the water from. And as we are moving towards, more urbanization, the water, and we are going towards the water scarcity situation. So this is like in a total, if we see, how do we address this? But because the ULBs don't have enough money to put a capex for STPs, forget about capex. Central government has come up with some very good schemes to support that capex, but at least to operate and maintain. So what do we do about it? How do we address this issue? In my opinion, unless we change the paradigm and start treating sewage as a resource rather than a waste which you need to just, treat and do away with. If you imagine, like I will illustrate this with an example. It's a comprehensive example. Say in Nagpur, we had this, we pump in some 600 mld water. So generally we produce some 450 or 500 mld of sewage. We also had only 100 or 200 mld of sewage treatment plants. Now, adding this, new capex and treating it and, burdening the budget, what was done there is that the treated water agreement, water purchase agreement is done with the Mahagenco, the local generation company. In this contract, now this cost center of local urban body, NMC, instead of being cost, now 16 crore rupees is being paid to urban local body to supply the sewage to the Mahagenco. They are treating it and using it there. Now, even the better part is further. By having this 200 mld sewage treated water, they have released their reservation of 200 mld fresh water to the city. So as a city, in our, projections, we were to build a barrage after 7 years for augmenting water supply. With this 200 mld, that barrage has been now postponed by another 5 to 6 years. Now imagine the benefits that it is bringing by not damaging environment or at least postponing it, the type of investment that will go in after 6 years, instead it will go after 12 years. So there is a whole positive cycle that can be created if we have the working and the will. There is definitely a political will, a government will that is required. The policies, if you say the policies, like if you calculate the total, total costs, for a fresh water, if you consider building new dams or having desalinations and the cost of that water, consider that, if the industry gets an assured supply of water, of the reused water, then we are talking of almost 30,000 million liter of water resource available within the city limits. Now, no pumping costs to bring it from long distances. So, if you take, it may apparently look costlier because it will definitely, you are treating it and supplying it. So, from irrigation water point of view, this will look costlier. But if you see the overall impact it will have on the economy, considering the fresh water that it will release for the drinking purposes and other purposes, it is definitely, it creates a lot of value rather than, considering only the cost, the apparent cost. I think, this Nagpur, where we are also doing the 24/7 distribution, and we are reducing, the intent is to reduce non-revenue water and save water, the technical losses, saving that. Augmenting that with a sewage treatment reuse cycle makes it like, an ideal situation where you have surplus water for the next 25 to 30 years planning. This, I mean, the government of India and lot of governments are realizing this, and like in Rajasthan, they are going hand in hand, the sewage and the drinking water projects together. I think this is a must. We must have these together, because the moment you are putting the drinking water project, naturally the sewage will be there, the 80% of that. Unless we simultaneously think about it and put it, parallelly we do the projects, we will have this problem. So we are creating a problem by sanctioning only drinking water projects and not simultaneously taking the sewage treatment project. So I think that's why I complimented in India infrastructure, that although this is an invisible problem, but it is growing every day. It needs to be tackled, because it is going to affect us not directly, visibly, but indirectly, all of us. Thank you.